Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good sometime. That's the beauty of these digital videos. It's Mr. Kraus, English teacher at Dalian High School, talking to you guys about your research log. There's no procon.org, first of all. Secondly, there's no Wikipedia. And thirdly, there's no debate.org as well allowed in your research. So please avoid those three sites. Let's go through the directions really quick. I apologize for reading. I know you guys can read. It's a research log, so this is how you guys keep track of your research. In the old days, they would use index cards, and so this concept is adapted from that. Index cards, 3x5, they have lines, they're physical. Those are cool too, but let's move into this digital learning and paperless world. Please try to remember this, guys. A good rule for digital stuff with Mr. Kraus. You know how you don't have to write down purple in lectures? Well, guess what? You should delete purple in any Google Doc handouts. All parentheses mean you need to change the information. For example, your name. It should just be David. Know that this paper will be due with a minimum of 4 sources. So you need 4 different sources on your project. It says Friday here. I'm going to change that date to next Tuesday. Okay, so let's go with Tuesday. And let's double check that date. Next Tuesday, the 12th. So you guys got a full 7 days to wrap up your research and knock this project into overdrive. Make sure you put your research question, your research topic right here. Again, feel encouraged to continue to narrow your topics by age, by date, by place, making it more specific. Okay, MLA heading, you guys know that. Your research question goes there. There's a little bit of advice, with the digital stuff. You can make your counter arguments red if they occur in your research, but they are not required in an informative paper. Counter argument is not required. So what do I mean by source 1? Well, the very first source would be this, is where you would put your works cited, your bibliography, excuse me, and then you want to copy and paste the entire link. There's those parentheses that you should erase. Here's the original article. This is dated back when Zion Williamson was a freshman and he was a phenom at Duke. Just copy and paste the link, and that's kind of what it should look like. Now, if I want to quote, guys, don't overdo this stuff. Some are calling him the next LeBron James. Televised game, Williamson injured his right knee. One of his sneaker shoes exploded. Ooh, that's a good quote. There's a lot of risk with these young athletes and how close they are to getting a nice paycheck for the time invested in the gym and before school, after school. Don't forget, when sports get that complicated at that high of a level, they're probably watching lots of film. I don't even care about formatting yet, but if you want to keep yourself on track, you can always Times New Roman. Oh, yeah. So here's good habits, guys. The quote ends right here with an extra quote mark, so let's add our apostrophe and let's cite it. So the author's last name is Angle Webb, because that's where it came from. And you guys, check this out. This whole parentheses thing right there, the angle, that helps me find where you got your quote from and helps me verify it. It helps me double check the veracity. Now, a note is a quote. A note is a quote, or you can paraphrase this. I'm not going to paraphrase this right now, but you would restate it basically the exact same, but in your own words, and you would still have the citation. Now, what does it say here? It says note 1B because it came from source 1. So you could have, 2, 3, 4 quotes. Oftentimes, when you guys are doing your research, there's a great article to base your whole paper on. You still need 4 sources. And feel free to do 2, 3, 4, 5 quotes even from one source, but you still need 4 different ones. If there's a wrist injury, would you sit out the rest of the college season? This is such a good quote too. If you're talking about the risk inherent in playing sports. Well, geez, the risk inherent in playing. So there was a dash in there. I'm going to keep the dash, put quote marks around it. Ends with a question mark, keep the question mark. And guess what? Let's work smarter, not harder. Let's copy the citation over. Control C and Control V. So I hope you guys get the idea. Let me highlight these just so they're a little more obvious. So the idea is that from source one, I got a couple of quotes. I could even color code these for myself. From source one, I got a couple of quotes. My favorite quote, and this is just an FYI, is this one. So I might make this a little smaller, probably won't use it, but I'm making Mr. Krause happy. Keep my research rolling. Never know. I have a link in case I ever need to go back. Maybe I didn't grab the right quote. Maybe there's something else I'd like to use. So moving right along, the one thing that's a little weird as you move on to source 2 for my topic, should athletes get paid, is reasserting your research question. This is just a teacher trick to keep you on task, keep you on your topic, keep your research on point. I hope that makes sense. So source 2 would be different. You would have a different bibliography. You would have that link to something else, and you would have at least one note. Please consider, and I'll leave it with this, I want this image. Please consider that you can do images in your essay, right? Here's a guy with a shoe that exploded. Can you imagine? I mean, I wonder if somebody got fired. I'm going to copy image and see if that works. I'm going to put it in my research log. This comes from note. It's 1, guys. So note 1, and it's C. It's a different note. And I'm just going to throw the picture in. I still need to cite it. So I'll give it a caption. Let me get the guy's name. So the caption is from Control V. So there you go. From Jeremy Angles, should college athletes be paid? And again, the point of this is so I'll be able to find where it came from. So you could totally use this image in your essays, guys, your presentations, or your videos. Don't forget, you would delete this purple stuff and replace the parentheses with at least 4 different sources. I hope you enjoyed that example, and I hope it explains how to get this done. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon. I hope this video finds you healthy. And that's it from Mr. Krause at Downey